Welcome, everybody. My name is Caroline, and I'm on the board at DBSA California. Today is the third part in a four-part series, The Compass Within, with Paula Smeaton, MA. Paula is a trauma-informed yoga for mental health instructor carrying an RYT 500 Yoga Alliance certification and an MA in Yoga Studies from Loyola Marymount University in Los Angeles. She's trained in crisis intervention and suicide prevention. She was with the Trevor Project, a suicide and crisis lifeline for LGBTQ plus youth in crisis for 6 years, and currently works as a 988 crisis counselor at D.D. Hirsch Mental Health Services and as a holistic wellness coach. And with that, Paula, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. So glad that you are here and that your compass brought you to this session today. As you know, the Compass Within is a four-part course, and today is part 3. Let's see here. Uh-oh. I'm going to have to start my share again. Somehow I fell off the train. All right, here we are. Ta-da! All right, here we are, the course overview. And just in case you were not here for the other sessions, I wanted to say that the 4 parts are part 1, the heart knows, where we talked about how our heart and listening to our heart is an important part of knowing how to listen to the guidance from within and a new and holistic way of receiving that guidance. So that was part 1. And if you did not get to see it live, you can catch that on the DBSA YouTube channel. Then part 2, which was last week, we spoke about the nervous system and how the nervous system is like our fuse box and how we can do certain practices to regulate our nervous system. And I am wondering if last week people were able to download a PDF that we put in the chat box. Do you know if that was possible, Amy? If maybe that was, do you remember if that was shared?
I cannot say. I am not sure.
Okay,
I don't know if Caroline might have.
sure. No, just wondering
Okay.
because we had a little menu with some practices that I shared.
Uh-huh.
And so if you are watching this on YouTube, the menu will show up. Maybe you can just take a screenshot when it shows up in part 2 of the nervous system. And today we're going to be talking about our days. So your days, pixels to a greater picture. Just as a painting is composed of brushstrokes and a digital picture is composed of pixels, our days sustain the structure of our lives. It is possible to design our lives in alignment with our vision by cultivating them in a way that is conducive to the life we want to live. This module helps you consider and choose the colors you want to use in building your best life. So something that I hear a lot of times is, I don't know how I ended up here. This is not where I wanted to go. This is not what I wanted to do. And sometimes we allow the flow of life to just take us down this river and we don't have the control over it. And when you notice you're, middle-aged or even senior, and you're like, what did I do with my life? I didn't do those things I wanted to do, right? So this kind of brings us in to consider how we want our life to be from this day on. So it doesn't matter where we are, at what point we are in our lives, but it does matter that we consider, what kind of life do I want to live today? From this day on, what kind of life do I want to live? What is it that I want to make sure that I'm doing? And what is important to me? You know, these are questions that sometimes when we're little, somebody might ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? And then we get so lost in, just getting a job and paying the bills and doing whatever we're doing. And that kind of falls by the wayside. So today is an invitation for that. Oh, wow, it did it again. Let's see here. All right. So module 3, your days, pixels to the greater picture. I wanted to share this quote by Aristotle. It says, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, it's a habit." So I thought that was interesting. Also, if you've ever had a habit burger, you're going to see that there. Anyway, yeah. So where are our days going? That's the question. Every moment we live becomes a brushstroke in the portrait of our lives. Every choice is a pixel. What will you create? So again, I've been beginning every module with a breath. So I wanted us to just close our eyes, if that's comfortable for you. And just take your attention behind your closed eyes. And maybe deepen your breath. And let's just take a second to arrive. Deepen our breath. And let's take our awareness to the point between our eyebrows. Behind closed eyes, just take your awareness there. And let's say that there's a window there. Just pretend you're looking out that window. So your eyes are slightly looking up. Maybe put a slight smile on your face as you breathe in. Note where you are breathing from. When you breathe, is it more at the top of your chest? Is it more around your lungs? Or is it more of a belly breath? Welcome everyone who's arriving. We're just behind our closed eyes now, just arriving. Close your eyes if it's comfortable. And just take your attention to your heart now. And go ahead and imagine that you can breathe from your heart. So at your next inhale, fill your heart with this breath that is light. Expand the heart, expand that light, allow it to circulate through all your cells. And when you exhale, just exhale everything that no longer serves you. Just release. Inhale from the heart. Expand the heart, expand that light to all of your cells. Allow that light to clear all your cells. And with your exhale, you're going to exhale everything that no longer serves you. And just one last breath. Fill your heart. Release. When you're done with that, just bring your awareness right behind your eyelids. And again to the window that's in between your eyebrows. And then just open your eyes when you're ready. Very good. All right. Good. So, a pixel a day. I wanted to talk about the illustration that I chose, because the illustration I chose, I thought, was a lot like the image that I wanted to convey, which is that every day is a puzzle piece. So let's say that I want to be an Olympian, right? I am going to have a certain things that I'm going to include in my life, in my days, in my weeks, in my months, in my years, right? And those little bits are what's going to construct a picture. And a lot of times when we're confronted with the question, so what do your days look like? A lot of times it's like, well, I don't know. I wake up and then I just start, right? And so what I wanted to propose was that we begin building our days, which will build our weeks, which will build our months, our years, and so forth. And so if we start with our days and we kind of go back to what we have visited in the last few modules. In module 1 with connecting with the heart, we did connecting breaths. So for example, you can choose one of those breaths early in the morning. Don't even need to leave your bed. You sit up, close your eyes, do a little breath. And that is sort of like a musician tuning their instrument before they play, right? So we wake up, we tune ourselves with our heart. You can set a wish for yourself. You can make an intention, that today I may be centered, I may be grounded, that today may flow with ease, right? It's just set an intention. Maybe after that, if you've got a few more minutes, you can step out of bed and do a little stretch. Maybe, something that you enjoy, an asana, a yoga asana, or maybe just some jumping jacks, whatever you would like to do that puts some movement into your body, because movement is very positive as well for releasing tensions. And then in the second module, we discussed regulating our nervous system. So throughout the day, and maybe even when we're driving to work or as we're making coffee, as we're showering, one of the exercises for regulating our vagus nerve was humming. I think humming is great because you can just hum to whatever's on your radio, right? So humming is very regulating. And also you can do breaths. I have a little meditation, which is the Ramadasa, right, in the menu. And again, maybe we can share the PDF today. Again, I'll drop it in the chat box in a few minutes. And then if you'd like, you can have a look, because all 4 modules are in a PDF, and you can go back and have a look at all of these exercises. And so with that, I wanted to say that that is the proposal for this week. Last week, it was trying to incorporate one of those practices from the little menu that I provided you with, one of those practices a day, and just to kind of get the hang of it. But now we've got the practices in module 1, we've got some practices from module 2, and today we're going to have a few more as well. And I wanted to then start that, having you consider what time of day you can start weaving these practices into your days. All right, so every day counts. Live today. Let's look at live today. I believe that I have already read the first one. No, I haven't. Every day counts. Just as pixels make up an image, our everyday thoughts, actions, and habits construct the experience of our lives. The fact is, wellness and purpose are built over time, not in grand gestures, but in small, meaningful patterns. The future isn't waiting, it's unfolding in the present, one moment at a time, or one day at a time. Live today. What does the life I wish to live actually feel like on a Tuesday morning? Build the vision of the life you wish to live as a benchmark, not as something to be attained. When your days reflect your vision becomes your life. So if you can, and if you would like, maybe you have a little notebook or a little tablet. I'm going to be proposing a few themes shortly in the next slide. And so I just wanted to give you the opportunity to grab a pencil or a pen, little notebook, or get your tablet ready so we can work on that. All right. Meanwhile, I'm going to discuss becoming you. When your actions reflect your true self, your life becomes an expression of integrity. After all, identity shapes behavior more sustainably than goals alone. The question here is, who am I becoming through the repeated choices I make? So this is connected to the quote that I chose. The repeated choices I make, because the impression we have is that we're being rushed along this life, and we are. And a lot of times we're committing to a lot of things. People are asking us things or demanding things from us. Our schedule demands, our relationships demand, our days demand, our lifestyle demands, and everything's just demanding from you. And we're running after something instead of, oh, this is the way I want to go. So again, this is an invitation to not have a to-do list, but to well, of course, we can't have a to-do list. It's nothing against that, but I'm saying that just to consider, where is it that I want to go? What do I think that life is for? What would I like to have done, right? All right, let's see embodying the vision. Integrating rituals and rhythms that support your nervous system and reflect the life you want to live while supporting your person is pivotal to aligning you to your vision, to the vision you hold in your mind's eye. Here's a boo-boo there. So the vision we have in our mind's eye, let's have a look at that. I have a few points that we can consider. Let's see here. And if any of these aligns or it touches your heart, jot it down. You'll have it in the PDF as well, but jot it down so that we can maybe spend a few minutes on putting that together. But the first one is begin with who you are becoming. Sit in stillness. Place one hand on your heart and one on your belly. Breathe deeply and ask, what kind of person do I want to be today? Let's just allow that to sink in. As a matter of fact, let's do that. Let's put our left hand on our heart, our right hand on our belly. Close our eyes if it's comfortable. And just trace a line. Take your attention to behind your closed eyes. And then your brain. And then drop down from the brain, come down mentally. From the back of the brain, down the back of the neck. Down the throat, into our heart. And then from the heart, let's trace a line down behind the heart, going back behind our gut. And now let's imagine that that line receives a light. It's like a lightsaber that just turns on. That lightsaber is now illuminating these three nervous systems: my brain, my heart, and my gut. All three networks fully online, lit, and just firing and wiring. Breathe into your heart, fan the flames of this connection. And we're just going to drop that first question again. We're going to breathe deeply and we're going to ask, what kind of person do I want to be today? Maybe you want to paraphrase that. Who do I want to be today? How do I want to express myself in the world today? So feel free to turn that around a bit. Who do I want to be? And when you receive anything, go ahead and jot it down. If you'd like, we're not going to be sharing anything unless you'd like. Everyone is invited to drop what they would like into the chat box if you'd like to share. Who would I like to be today? With every breath, I am fanning that light. That light is incandescent and it just lights up with every breath. My brain, my heart, and my gut. And with that, I'm going to drop the next question, which is, what quality would I like to embody? What quality would I like to carry? What would I like to bring everywhere I go? Something to that effect. You can kind of turn that around in your heart as well. Feel free to drop that in the chat box too. Can be calm, confident, generous, grounded, organized, peaceful, loving, maybe just efficient. Whatever you would like to embody this day. So once again, let's be aware of our breath, making that light shine bright within us. In the morning, just beginning that connection will bring more heart, brain, and gut coherence. We're tuning that system. They're wiring and firing together. That way the brain doesn't rush ahead of us, taking conclusions, reacting. But if we involve the heart, allow something to be digested in our gut before we elaborate an answer, then we're giving ourselves time to respond. We go from reacting to responding. And I just really want to normalize that, asking for the time we need to respond. If somebody just did something, if something just happened, be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to need some time. I'll get back to you on that. You know, take the time you need. Be kind, be gentle, hold your hand. That's what your heart is going to bring to the equation daily. Just breathe. And when you're ready, just bring your awareness behind your eyelids. And then just open your eyes when you're ready, in your time. Let's see. All right, I have here, breathe deeply and ask, what kind of person do I want to be today? Whole, healthy, authentic, accessible, happy and peaceful, calm, engaged. Gratitude is the quality I want to embody. Yes, love, peace, hope, healthy, open to change. Can you imagine a world where everyone went out in the streets like this in the morning? Right? It's just so, look at this, at peace, organized, wise mind, heart full of gratitude. Yes, that's exactly it. And yeah, that's beautiful. So that can be done in the morning, and then it can be done in the middle of the day. If you have a minute, if you work somewhere where you can eat outside, or you can have a quiet moment, a place where you can close your eyes. Sometimes you can go to your car, somewhere, where it'll make sense to you. And in the evening. So these are little things that if we're used to it, It's like those people that take their toothbrush to work, or, you just take this practice with you. You're on a flight, you do it. You're like, wow, I'm flying to this place to visit. Actually, this is a good one for Thanksgiving. I'm going to be with family. Sometimes family can be triggering, you know. Sometimes tomorrow is the anniversary that we lost someone. Sometimes, today is that day that I know is going to be stressful because I'm going to be meeting that person. Before you leave home, make sure you set the tone for the day. Today, when I arrive at that situation, I just want to be calm-minded. I want to be peaceful. I want to be grounded and centered. And then you do a mindful something to ground yourself. And you will be. You will be. All right. Then in the morning as well, or whenever you sit down for a mindfulness exercise, another suggestion, another point to consider is feel the life you are creating. So this works well too. What have I been doing? I've been, I've been skipping a lot of these things that I like, but I've been doing a lot of these things that I need to do, which is great. I just need to put a little bit more of what I like next to the things that I have to do, so maybe just take the time to do a little, where are my days going? What do my Mondays look like? What do my Tuesdays look like? What do my weekends look like? What would I like them to look like? And then just see, if I keep going on this road, where am I going? What does this look like? Oh no, that's not what I don't want to, come 10 years, all I've done was pay my bills. I want to do this other thing too. Where can well, I wanted to learn to play cello. Just start weaving those little things into your life. I may not be able to become a professional cello musician, but celloist, but I can start playing on Saturday. I can go to the community center and take that class, or right? So start sprinkling that joy. Another point, imagine waking up in the life you deeply want to live. Not the fantasy version, but a grounded, peaceful one. So what would it look like if I did do those things that I want to do? Place a hand on your chest or belly and say, this version of life lives in me now. Isn't that wonderful? It does. It lives in you. It's there as a choice. If you consider every choice like a way, like a GPS, right? It has different ways to go to different places. There are infinite ways of going to a certain place. So all you have to do is set in your GPS, this is where I want to go. And then it's there, it exists, the way exists, but I need to take the turns to light that way up. All right. Are my actions aligned with my direction? Another thing to consider. Is what I am doing right now? What am I doing right now? Not even I understand what I meant to write there. Sorry. Is what I am doing right now in harmony with the person I want to be? Ha. All right. Is what I am doing right now in harmony with the person I want to be? It's funny because sometimes we'll see somebody ranting about how the world needs peace. And they're like, yeah, and they're fighting and they're cussing. It's like, well, right? It would be a great idea if I incorporated what I would like to see in the world in me. Our friend Gandhi said that, right? He said, Be the change you wish to see in the world. So if you wish to see more peace, be peace. What would bring me back into alignment right now? So once something has happened, now I've said that thing, I've done that thing, or I blew up, or I had a reaction I didn't really understand. Sit down and just go within. Within, you're like, what will bring me back into alignment right now? What a great way to recenter, to restart, right? What are you building? What does your day look like? How do you move through the morning? What are your habits, your conversations? What is your pace? Let yourself feel it in your body. Breathe it in. So, a lot of times, something that is a snap thing that happens is, oh, I need to exercise more. Oh, yeah, but my knee hurts and I can't do that thing. So then we completely remove exercise because of our knee. So, or our ankle, or whatever it is, or, well, the gym is too far. I don't have time for a gym. I don't have money for a gym. But that's not the only way to exercise. So just put what you would like and then start thinking, what does exercise look like? It can look like chair yoga. It can look like getting out of my bed, opening a mat right here and following a YouTube routine. It can be, there's so many things, right? So really consider where it is that our neuropath just always leads us to a wall. Well, for example, I would like to travel more. Oh, but I don't have money. And then that's it. And then we never revisit that. No, okay, wait. All right now, how can I generate what I need? How can this come about? How can I maybe volunteer in something where I get to travel and be a chaperone in something? Maybe I can sign up for a website where I take care of somebody's pets. And when they travel and I get to go and stay at their place, there are a lot of things. So make sure you write what you want. And don't let the objections of the mind be a closed door, because nothing is a closed door. Just before we started this, Wendy was talking about her friend who is in a wheelchair and beating able-bodied people at pickleball, right? Why? Because he wants to. He's like, I'm going to find a way. I am in a wheelchair, but I am finding a way. And there is a way. So leave the mind open for new paths, new solutions. All right. Let's see. That is the proposal there. Contemplation prompts. Note that today, most of it is contemplation because you are going to be building. So what do we have? Again, if we lace all three modules, we had the compass telling me, wow, this is where I want to go. And then you have the nervous system, which is telling you, nah, can't go. It's so difficult. But now we're kind of working both of them together. Oh, look, I can listen to my heart. I can do that. I'm going to find this way. I'm going to do this thing. But put it down. Put everything you would like down. Don't let your mind shut the door. Contemplation prompts. These can turn into journaling prompts as well. So my proposal is that you would do a journal or a contemplation and just keep your thoughts or your pen moving, stream of consciousness style. All right. So today we're going to drop into our heart again. Let's go ahead and close our eyes if that's comfortable. If you can, put both feet on the ground. Your hands on your lap if you're sitting down, your spine erect. Let's reach for the ceiling with our spine. with the top of our head if we're sitting. And just with the next inhale, imagine that the light is coming in through the top of your head. And with every breath, the light goes in a little deeper. The first breath, it goes to the middle of the center of your head. Exhale everything that no longer serves you. With the second breath, it comes down to your throat. Exhale everything that's there that you haven't said, that you haven't expressed. Go ahead and do that a few times. Let's just allow the breath to come in, clear our mind, clear our throats of things unsaid. And maybe if you're ready with the next breath, take the breath and the light all the way down into your heart. Allow the light to flood your heart, clearing everything that is not a seed for what you do want to see in your life. So with the exhale, just allow the old, the stale, those things that have been in the corners, just allow the light and the fresh air and prana to clear that out energetically. If you're still clearing your brain, go ahead and keep doing that. If you're clearing your throat, each one of us knows where we need that cleansing. So take your breath with light anywhere in your body. It can be your reproductive organs. It can be your lower back. It can be that knee that's been hurting, that shoulder. It can be that thing that I know that I have to let go, but I haven't. Take the time to flood that with light. And as you exhale, just gently blow it out. Or you can do a sigh exhale. A long sigh. While we're here behind closed eyes, I wanted to share that our mind, our physiology is so wise. Because something that we do naturally when we're crying is we do one breath in, two breaths out. So when we're crying, we do, and that is actually a very regulating breath. So if you feel something that's a little more, it's a little heavier that you really want to clear, maybe you can try that breath and release it. In your gut, take the light in there. Breathe out every time you held the pain, the rejection, that feeling of not being seen, not being heard, just the feelings that certain things that hurt. It's like we took it to the stomach. Let's breathe the light into the network in our gut. And breathe it out. That's a nice tune of our system. And now that we're in this place, I'm going to go ahead and drop the first contemplative prompt, which is today, I am someone who, today, I am someone who, and I just wanted to encourage you, even if after that thought, go ahead and say the person that you want to be, even if you're not doing those steps yet, because that's who I am setting out to be today. Today, I am someone who has grounded myself before I am going out into the world. I am centering myself. Today, I'm someone who is tuning my instrument. And today, I'm someone who's showing up impartially to this situation. I'm showing up my best, and I'm expecting the best. Today, I'm someone who is going to know how to draw my boundaries. It's going to be okay. It doesn't need to be a conflict. I can offer my truth calmly. I can say, I'm sorry, that's not something I'm willing to do. Not today. So feel free to write or just envision. Today I'm someone who. The next one. Did my actions today reflect the person I'm becoming? Did my actions today reflect the person I'm becoming? Breathe into that. Again, if you'd like to share anything in the chat box, please do. The next one. Breathe in. What habits or patterns am I carrying that belong to an older version of me? What habits or patterns am I carrying that belong to an older version of me? Consider what you would like to release. If you want to put that in the chat box or just write it down. What would I like to release? That's a pattern. I know that. Next one. If my day were a reflection of who I truly am, what would it look and feel like? If my day were a reflection of who I truly am, what would it look and feel like? And here I want to invite you to really feel into it. How would it feel waking up the person I'm envisioning? What would that person do first thing in the morning? The person I want to be. What would they do first thing? What does their shower routine look like? What does that person's breakfast look like? What does that person's commute look like? So really feel into that day. How does that person eat? How does that person drive? How does that person react to things, interact with things? So really reach in to what it would feel like if your day were reflecting who you truly are or want to be. And then the next consideration is who or what formed the habits and patterns that I've expressed to this day. Who or what formed the habits and patterns that I've expressed to this day? Am I defensive? Am I easily offended? Do I think that everything was done because it was trying to get at me? Where did I learn that? Why do I think that everything was aimed at me? Or why do I self-harm in this way? I know this isn't good, but I keep doing it. Where did that come from? Maybe identify that. And then in the next few days, slowly as you start touching these things and you keep this journal, you're going to find a few things you're like, oh my gosh, where do I begin? Perhaps it might be that way. And we begin with one thing, maybe for 5 days. Then the day I don't want to work on that, I work on this other thing. Maybe I'm not going to eat healthy every day, but you know what? This Friday, I'm going to, or this coming Sunday, I'm going to meal prep for the week so that I can take some chicken breast with a veggie to work. You just do one thing at a time, This week, I'm going to take the time to stop at that park on my way to work. I'm going to wake up a little earlier. So just choose the prompts that work best for you, work through them. Make your little map of where you would like to go. Remember to connect to your heart, to your brain, to your gut, and just contemplate these things. Allow all 3 nervous systems to be involved in the response. Not a snap reaction, but a unified response. Yeah. Let's see. Someone who listens and learns. Release habits of busyness. Oh my gosh. And rushing. A while back, a friend of mine was staying at my house and they're like, quick, we have to da-da-da. We were just going to the movies. And I said, don't rush me because that's against my religion. My religion is living a good life. That's my religion, right? It's being at peace. No rushing. There's a big no-no for me. No rushing. Good one. Busyness. Walking every day creates health, joy, and peace. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Good habits, bad habit, hanging everything. Yes. Very nice. Yeah. So with that, if you haven't already, I want to invite you to come back, bring your awareness right behind your closed eyes, and then emerge. Very good. Yeah. Let's put our hands on our heart. You can put both of them if you'd like. Um, something that brings a lot of comfort is putting our hands on our heart is like a self-hug, right? Like that. And then kind of just rocking back and forth, holding yourself. Even a mudra that we have, which is a hand pose, is holding with your thumb in the middle of your hand and then the rest like this, and then your hand on your heart. And then we just back and forth. And then another good thing is to do a humming breath. So the humming breath, you might recall from last class, is inhaling regularly, and the exhale is a hum. So it would look like, mm. It can also look like a bee hum, like a little bee. It can be a zzz. It's all very regulating for the heart, for the nervous system. Right now, in closing, and while we have our hands on our hearts, I just want each one of us to thank ourselves for having shown up for ourselves, carved this time to be here right now, giving ourselves the time of day to choose who we want to be, to sit down and think, who do I want to be when I grow up, right? Nobody ever asked us anymore. Who do I want to be a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now? And just really feel that gratitude. Wow, I showed up for myself. I could be anywhere, but I'm here. I'm here tuning my heart, learning a few exercises, a few practices that I can do, and building a toolbox for my days so that I can better build the life that I want to live. And so that building the life I want to live is not someday, it's not lost in the wish, but it is found in building our everyday around that, embracing who we want to be and where we want to go fully. That's it. With that, I want to thank you so much for being here today. That's it. Thank you.